My loving audience take my love and subscribes my channel. And dive B&B stories. Is Hope Logan finally about to pay for her double life? Or is Steffy Forrester just seeing things? You know how it is in Los Angeles. One minute you're the golden girl, and the next you're hiding behind a folding screen like you're in a bad spy movie. Steffy looks Brooke right in the eye and tells her she thinks something is going on with Hope. Something Hope doesn't want them to know about. And honestly, Steffy is 100% right. She's totally caught the scent. But why is the girl who's supposed to be our moral compass acting like a corporate spy? It's like a ticking time bomb and the timer is at 0. Let's really dig into this because it is getting messy. Think about where we are right now. Hope didn't just walk away from Forrester Creations. She staged a whole exit. She called it a leave of absence, because she couldn't handle seeing her hope for the future line get shoved into a closet to make room for Eric's legacy. But if you look closer, this wasn't just about business. This was a total psychological break. Hope was tired of being under Steffy's thumb. She was tired of asking for permission to exist. But instead of standing tall, she decided to go underground. The funny thing is, she's joined the House of Logan. She's working with her brother Deke Sharp. They're building this secret empire under Bill and Katie. But here is the kicker, Hope is terrified. She is staying in the shadows because she thinks telling the truth will break Brooke's heart. That is so classic Hope, isn't it? She wants to be a rebel, but she still wants to be the perfect daughter. It's this weird middle ground where she's lying to everyone she loves just to prove a point to Steffy. But let's talk about that folding screen. Can we just acknowledge how ridiculous that is? Hope Logan is literally hiding behind furniture while Steffy and Brooke walk through Katie's office. It's kind of sad, right? This woman just gave a huge speech to her mom about being a Logan and not taking orders from Ridge's Nepo daughter. She told Brooke to remember she is Brooke freaking Logan. But then, 10 minutes later, she's crouching behind a screen so Steffy doesn't see her. It shows she doesn't actually have the confidence she's preaching. She's using Katie as a human shield because she's not ready to face the music. If you want to be a titan in the fashion world, you don't hide behind the drapes. You stand your ground. But Hope is in this avoidant loop. She's feeling this rush of rebellion, sure, but the guilt is right there with it. She's trapped between the life she had and the war she started. Psychologically, she's regressing. She's acting like a teenager hiding a secret boyfriend, not a grown woman running a fashion line. And then there's Brooke. Poor Brooke. She's in total denial. When Steffy tells her something is wrong, Brooke just brushes it off. She thinks she and Hope tell each other everything. But that maternal control is slipping away. Hope is actually protecting her mother by lying to her. She knows that if Brooke finds out about this defection, the whole peace treaty between the Forresters and the Logans is going to explode. Hope is weaponizing her mother's past traumas with Steffy Forrester to justify her own betrayal. It's a pretty cold move when you think about it. She's basically telling her mom, don't let them treat you like they used to, just so Brooke will support the chaos Hope is causing. Now let's look at the corporate side of this. Katie isn't just hiring a designer. She's poaching a name. But here's the real tea. Hope isn't even a designer. She's a brand manager. She's a creative director. She can't even pick up a pencil and sketch a dress. So Katie is gambling the entire company on Hope's reputation. They brought in Deke to do the actual work, but he's brand new to the industry. It's a huge risk. They're using Hope's name as a secret weapon against Steffy, but they're essentially building a house of cards. And Hope? She doesn't even realize the legal nightmare she's in. She's under 2 contracts for 2 competing companies. That's not just a secret. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Steffy isn't just looking for a secret. She's looking for a breach of contract. She wants to end Hope's career for good. And the second Steffy connects those dots, that fragile truce we've been watching, it's going up in flames. Why can't Steffy just let it go? Well, for Steffy, Forrester Creations is her whole identity. Any disloyalty feels like a personal attack. She views herself as the queen of couture, and she can't stand the idea of a Logan succeeding without her permission. Her ego is on the line. If Hope succeeds at Logan, it means Steffy was a bad leader for letting her go. She can't let that happen. That's why she's cornering Katie. That's why she's demanding answers. She's in hunter mode. But there's more going on in the background. We have Remy Price sniffing around Deke's sketches. He's already figured out Deke is at Logan. And Remy is a wild card. Who is he going to tell? Probably his cousin Dylan. Or maybe Sheila Carter. And that is where things get really dangerous. If Sheila finds out what Hope is doing, she will use that information to blow up every relationship in town. She could blackmail the Logans or use it to get back at Deacon. And speaking of Deacon, did you see that preview? He and Taylor are in her office getting very close. They're hugging. And then someone starts jiggling the doorknob. Taylor screams and jumps away like she's been caught doing something terrible. Who was it? Was it Sheila? Was it a patient? Was it one of the kids? Whoever it was, Taylor is terrified. She's usually so composed, but this intruder cracked her armor. This is going to be the cliffhanger that keeps us all guessing.
Back at Spencer, Bill is playing his own games. Shauna thinks she's making a deal, but Bill never gives anything away for free. He wants something from Wyatt. He's using his own son as a bargaining chip. It shows you exactly how Bill operates. He smells desperation and he squeezes. Shauna thought she had a strong hand, but she walked right into a trap. It feels like every character is hiding something right now. Hope is hiding from Steffy. Deke is hiding his job. Taylor is hiding her romance. Even Will is struggling to keep the Logan secret from Elektra. The whole city is built on secrets and lies right now. And the launch of the Logan collection is going to be the place where it all falls apart. They're planning to show off this massive blue diamond, but I bet Steffy is going to stage a hostile takeover of that runway. She's going to wait for the perfect moment to reveal Hope's dual contract status and humiliate her in front of the world. Do you think Hope is being a traitor to her family? Is Hope Logan finally the villain of her own story? Or is she just a woman who has been pushed way too far? That is the big question everyone is talking about right now. When you look at what's happening on The Bold and The Beautiful, the word traitor keeps coming up. Is she a traitor to the Forresters? Is she a traitor to her own mother? Honestly, the answer depends on which side of the runway you're standing on. But here's the thing. The girl who used to be the moral center of Los Angeles is currently hiding behind a folding screen like a teenager who skipped school. And that is exactly where we need to start, because it tells us everything we need to know about where her head is at right now. Let's really dig into this situation because it is getting messy. Hope didn't just walk away from Forrester Creations. She staged a very quiet, very calculated exit under the guise of a leave of absence. She told everyone she just needed a break because her hope for the future line was put on ice.
But we all know that is a total lie.
While she's telling Steffy and Ridge that she needs time to clear her head, she's actually in the basement of the House of Logan, plotting a corporate coup with Katie and Bill Spencer. Analysis shows this wasn't just a career move. It was a psychological reaction to being told no for the first time in a long time. Hope has spent years being the good girl. She's spent years playing by the rules and trying to keep the peace. But when Steffy used her iron fist to shelve Hope's line to make room for Eric's legacy collection, something in Hope finally snapped. Why did she act this way? Well, think about it. Hope feels like her entire identity at Forrester was tied to her success. When that was taken away, she didn't just lose a job. She lost her sense of self. My opinion? This move to Logan is her way of trying to get that power back. But the way she's doing it is incredibly risky. She's currently under dual contracts. She's technically still employed by Forrester while working for their biggest rival. In the business world, that is a legal nightmare. In the soap world, it's a ticking time bomb. Psychologically, it shows a massive amount of avoidant behavior. She's so afraid of a direct confrontation with Steffy that she's choosing to live a double life instead of just quitting. Now, let's talk about that folding screen. Can we just acknowledge how ridiculous and revealing that is? Hope is literally crouching behind furniture while Steffy and Brooke walk through Katie's office. If she really believed she was doing the right thing, she would stand up and say it. But she doesn't. She stays hidden. Internally, she is probably feeling a paralyzing mix of guilt and adrenaline. She wants the win, but she is terrified of the fallout. That folding screen is basically the physical boundary of her lie. She's trying to keep her Forrester life and her Logan life separate, but those walls are closing in fast. And then there is the Brooke freaking Logan speech. This was a fascinating piece of psychological manipulation. Hope looked her mother in the eye and told her she was a legend. She reminded Brooke of how she survived Steffy Forrester's tyranny.
But why? Was it out of love? Or was Hope just trying to radicalize her mother so Brooke would support her betrayal later? I think it's the latter. Hope is weaponizing Brooke's past trauma to justify her own present-day choices. She's telling Brooke, don't let them treat you like they used to, because it gives Hope permission to be a traitor in the name of family loyalty. It's a brilliant move, but it's also pretty cold when you think about it. But is she being a traitor to her family? Well, Brooke thinks they tell each other everything. Brooke is walking around Forrester right now defending her daughter, telling Steffy that Hope just needs a rest. Meanwhile, Hope is literally hiding from her mother so she doesn't have to tell her the truth. The emotional insight here is heartbreaking. Brooke is going to be the one who pays the highest price when this comes out. She's going to realize that her honest daughter has been playing her for a fool. Psychologically, Hope is sacrificing her relationship with her mother to feed her own ego. She wants to prove she can be the queen of Logan, but she's doing it on a foundation of lies. Let's look at the House of Logan for a minute. Katie and Bill are totally enabling this. Katie is calling Hope her secret weapon, and even calling her a fashion designer. But we know that's not true. Hope is a creative director. She can't sketch to save her life. She needs Deke to do the actual work. So, not only is Hope being a traitor to her company, she's also operating on a bit of a fraud. She's selling a name, not a skill. My opinion? This is going to blow up in Katie's face just as much as Hope's. They are building a rival empire on stolen time and secret contracts. It's a legal minefield. Hope is bringing Forrester intellectual property into a rival house. And that's a lawsuit that could end her career forever. And what about Steffy? Everyone loves to call Steffy the villain, but in this specific situation, she is the only one acting with any professional integrity. She's the CEO. She's looking at her company and seeing a massive hole where a top employee used to be. She's noticing that the dog with a bone suddenly doesn't care about her line anymore. Steffy's instincts are razor-sharp right now. When she tells Brooke that something is going on with Hope, she isn't being a mean girl. She's being a leader. She smells a rat because there is a rat. The psychological layer for Steffy is all about control and protection. She views Forrester as her literal legacy. Any threat to that, especially from a Logan, triggers her survival instincts. She isn't just hunting Hope's secret. She's defending her territory. Steffy is the predator in this story, but she's a predator protecting the nest. Hope is the one who has entered the forbidden zone of corporate betrayal. If Hope succeeds at Logan, it proves that Steffy made a mistake by letting her go. Steffy's ego cannot allow that to happen, so she's going to keep digging until she finds the truth. But wait, it gets even more complicated. Enter Remy Price. He's already found Deke's sketches and knows Deke is at Logan. Remy is a total wild card. Who is he going to tell? Maybe his cousin Dylan or maybe even Sheila Carter. That is where things get really dangerous. If Sheila finds out what Hope is doing, she will use that information to blow up every relationship in town. She could blackmail the Logans or use it to get back at Deacon. The escalation here is going to be explosive. We're not just talking about a fashion show, we're talking about a full-scale professional execution. And then there's the Taylor and Deacon situation. Did you see that preview? They are in Taylor's office getting way too close. They are hugging, feeling the chemistry, and then someone starts jiggling the doorknob. Taylor screams and jumps away like she's been caught in a crime. Who is behind that door? Is it Sheila? Is it Steffy? Whoever it is, they just caught the good doctor in a very compromising position. Psychologically, Taylor is terrified of being seen as unstable or disloyal to her family's narrative. If she's caught with Deacon, the man who is currently helping Hope hide, it links the two scandals together. Back to Hope though. Is she a traitor? I disagree with people who say she's just finding herself. You find yourself by going on a trip or taking a hobby. You don't find yourself by signing a secret contract with your family's biggest rival, while still being on their payroll. That is a betrayal of trust on every level. Hope is acting out of a deep-seated insecurity. She's so desperate to be the best that she's willing to burn every bridge to get there. She thinks she's being a Logan, but she's actually acting like a Spencer, using Bill's tactics to get what she wants. The emotional weight of this is going to be massive when the Logan collection finally launches. They are planning to show off that huge blue Hope for the Future diamond. That diamond is the symbol of everything Hope was supposed to be. Using it at a Logan show is the ultimate middle finger to the Forresters. It's like stealing the family jewels and wearing them to a party held by the enemy. I predict that Steffy is going to let Hope get all the way to the runway. She's going to wait until the cameras are flashing and the world is watching. And then she's going to walk out and serve Hope with legal papers for breach of contract in front of everyone. She won't just fire her. She will humiliate her. And where does that leave Brooke? Brooke is caught in the crossfire of her own daughter's making. She wanted peace. She wanted the truce to work. But by not seeing what was right in front of her, she's allowed her daughter to become a corporate pariah. Psychologically, Brooke is going to have to choose her loyalty to Ridge and Forrester, or her loyalty to the daughter who lied to her face. It's a no-win situation. Hope has effectively forced her mother to pick a side in a war Brooke never wanted to fight. If you look at the House of Logan one more time, Katie is just as much to blame. She is so desperate to no longer be the sister in the shadow that she is willing to destroy the family's relationship with the Forresters to get a win. She is using Hope as a pawn. She knows Hope is vulnerable and angry right now, and she's feeding that anger to build her own brand. It's a very Bill Spencer move. Katie has spent so much time with Bill that she's starting to think like him. She's poaching talent, she's keeping secrets, and she's gambling the house on a woman who can't even draw a dress. My opinion? The House of Logan is going to crumble because it's built on a lie. You can't have a successful fashion line if your lead person is hiding behind a screen half the time. The tension is just too high. Every time a door opens, Hope jumps. That's not a business environment. That's a bunker. And eventually, someone is going to leave the door open. Wait until Ridge finds out. That is going to be the real fallout. Ridge has tried to be a father to Hope. But when he realizes she's been working with Bill Spencer behind his back, that's a betrayal he can't overlook. It's going to put Brooke in an impossible position with her husband. Hope isn't just being a traitor to her family. She's being a traitor to herself. She's compromising everything she ever stood for, honesty and integrity, just to get a temporary win over Steffy. In the end, Steffy will still be the CEO, and Hope will be the person who lost her job, her reputation, and her family's trust. Psychologically, this is a self-destructive spiral. Hope is burning down the house because she didn't like the way the furniture was arranged. So I have to ask you guys, do you think Hope is a traitor? Or is she just finally standing up for herself? And what about Steffy? Is she just doing her job as CEO? Or is she totally obsessed with bringing Hope down? I want to know your theories. Is Sheila the one who walked in on Taylor and Deacon? This fashion war is just getting started, and I think it's going to be the messiest one we've ever seen. Make sure you stay tuned because when this bombshell drops, no one is going to be safe. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates, and I'll see you in the next video.